First of all, we would like to thank Angel Hack and Polkadot for giving us this opportunity to showcase our project on DeFi technologies. Now, before going to the crux of the solution and the problem that we are solving, we would like to give a glimpse of why exactly we are solving this solution. So basically, being aware towards our environment is becoming more and more important every passing day. We need solution as soon as possible to move towards a carbon efficient ecosystem. So this project is our 2 cents towards a bigger goal of becoming carbon neutral as a planet. Apart from that, as we know, as per Paris Agreement, if there is only 2-degree increase in temperature in the Earth's atmosphere, it will cause huge implications across the planet. So for that, this will help organization to become carbon neutral as soon as possible to accomplish the goals of the Paris climate. And since we are only 8 years away, this is a high time we start making big efforts now. Now, let's move ahead with our idea. Our idea is one-stop solution for generating, lending and selling carbon credits. So from an end-user perspective, our application will focus on 3 major areas. One is generation of carbon credits. Second, allow users to borrow stable coins on Polkadot substrate chain by keeping their carbon credits as a collateral. And lastly, allow users to sell their carbon credits in exchange of stable coins on Polkadot network. The second major perspective is from a macroeconomic perspective. Our application will focus on the following. We as an organization can use the accumulated carbon credits from the user and sell them to the organization, be it private companies, government agencies or countries, who need them to offset for their carbon emission as per the Paris Agreement. And since we are using a Polkadot substrate blockchain, so all these transactions will be recorded on the Polkadot substrate blockchain to benefit from the immutable distributed ledger technologies. And to go in more in depth of our idea and solution, let's follow with this diagram only. Yeah, as I mentioned in the previous slide, so our solution is divided into 3 parts majorly. One is generation of carbon credits, then exchange and lending platform, and then finally selling those carbon credits to companies. So basically, as we see in the diagram, first of all, we generate carbon offsets using various technologies, either public transport or solar technologies or a number of ways that we can show. And once the carbon credit is generated, then we can place it in a marketplace from where borrowers or sellers can come and they can directly purchase the carbon credits from our ecosystem and then use it for their carbon offset cycle as per Paris Agreement. And all of these is stored in blockchain, Polkadot blockchain. Now let's move forward to the demo for the website that we have created. As I mentioned already, first of all we will have the generate carbon token option, and for the simplicity purpose we are showing if the users have traveled through public transport, from that how much kilometers they have traveled, they can generate a carbon token for that particular day. So as you can see, once we click on generate carbon token, it will create a carbon token and it will be powered by Ink smart contracts that we have written in the backend. So this was the first step. Now second step is either user can lend the carbon token to get a stable currency, or directly sell that carbon token to swap using a carbon stable currency. So as you can see, these are the available tokens for the users. Now user can lend the carbon tokens and they can get a stable currency in place of that. So as you can see, we have reduced the count of carbon tokens, and now user have got the stable currency in place of that. The other part was swapping the carbon token. Now user can swap the carbon token with a stable coin that we are powering using Ink smart contract. And lastly, once this swapping and lending is done, now we have a marketplace where carbon tokens that is generated by the user can be sold to the companies, which can offset using these carbon tokens. So as you can see, the marketplace there we have 485 carbon tokens in total. If the company wants to purchase any of the carbon tokens, they can simply purchase from this marketplace. Now coming to our tech stack that we have used. First of all, we are deploying all our contracts on LF0 testnet, and we have provided the addresses in the code that we are using in our Git repository. So these are the 5-6 contracts that we are using to power the dashboard that we are showing in here. And from the tech point of view, number one thing is we are using Ink and Cargo for smart contract development, Cargo for tooling and Ink for the smart contract development. And for the front end part, we are using Next.js with package manager as PNP. All of the details are mentioned in the Git repository, and our site is hosted on Vercel, and that is publicly available for testing and everything. And going forward, this is a very basic website. Our plan is to add more carbon credit generation mechanism, to add a credit rating for borrowers, which will decide the rate of interest as well as the exchange rate. That's all. Thanks a lot, Angel Hack, for providing this opportunity to us.